everyone and welcome to my channel. For those who are new, my name is Elena Fergaman. This is part 2 of tutorial series on how to read and understand crochet diagrams or charts and how to work those stitches. In this tutorial we will look at basic stitches and how they change their appearance by inserting the hook into different places to alter the look of the stitches and create a different design. This technique can be applied to shorter or taller stitches as well. The front and back loop stitches are created from basic stitches, and the basic symbols are inherited the curved line which is placed at the bottom of the stitch. In the first example we will work double crochet US or treble crochet UK into one loop only. The stitch can be worked into a front loop or into a back loop, and the empty loop will create a ridge line. The front loop is the loop nearest to you and the back loop is the second loop of the stitch. Work double crochet US or treble crochet UK in the usual way, but this time insert the hook into the back loop only, and the empty front loop creates a ridge line on the side that is facing you. Yarn over, insert your hook into the back loop only, pull once, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. Once again, yarn over, insert your hook into the back loop only, pull once, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. Now we are going to create a few stitches by working single US or double UK crochet stitch by inserting your hook into back loop only and work the stitch in the usual way. Here you can clearly see that empty loops create the ridge line. Now work double US or treble UK in the usual way, but this time insert the hook into front loop only, and the empty back loop creates a ridge line at the back side of the fabric. Insert your hook into front loop only and work double US or treble UK in the usual way. Once again, insert your hook into front loop only and work double US or treble UK in the usual way. I will work one extra front loop double crochet US or front loop treble crochet UK stitch, and after that work front loop half double crochet US or front loop half treble crochet UK. Work the stitch in the usual way by inserting the hook into front loop only, and after that work front loop single crochet US or front loop double crochet UK, and once again work the stitch in the usual way by inserting the hook into front loop only. When you're working the front loop only, the back loops will create the ridge line on the other side of the fabric. Here I have a few examples. If you look at this one, you can achieve this result by working single US or double UK stitches into the front loop only. It will create a ridge line every 2 rows, and the front and the back side of the fabric will look the same. The final look will have a flatter structure in comparison if you work the same stitches into the back loop only. This example is created by working back loop single crochet US or double crochet UK stitches. By looking at this example, you can see it has a horizontal wave across the fabric and creates more ridge structure. You can also use this texture to add a ribbing effect to the design. It can be referred to as faux ribbing. These 3 examples were done by working single crochet US or double crochet UK by inserting the hook into different places. In the first example, the stitches are worked by working the stitch into a stitch by inserting the hook under both loops. In the second example, the stitches are worked into front loop only, and the third example, the stitches are worked into back loop only. The same stitch, but outcome is different. You may also come across stitches that have lines under them. The darker line will mean that back loop only, and the lighter line will mean the front loop only. And of course, any designer can change the symbols and will specify what stitch it is. The traditional symbols are with a curved line at the bottom of the stitch, and the stitch with a curved line that looks like a smile is the front loop stitch, which looks happy because it is first, and the stitch that looks sad is the back loop stitch, which looks really sad because it is last. I think this will be easiest way to remember the symbols. You can also work one row of front loop stitches only and every other row of the back loop stitches only. By looking at this example, you can see that each side looks different, whereas in the previous three examples, both sides are reversible and the front and the back are the same. Additionally, you can work one front loop single US or double UK stitch and every second stitch back loop single US or double UK and create totally different texture on the fabric. Next we are going to explore race stitches. The race stitches are created from basic stitches as well, and the basic symbols are inherited as a curved line to the left or to the right, which is placed at the bottom of the stitch. You can use this principle with the taller or shorter stitches. The race stitch could be called post stitch as well. This technique will enable you to create more textured design, and the design possibilities are endless. Here you can see I have a few examples. The race stitches can be combined with other basic stitches, or you can combine the front race or back race stitches to create different texture. In this project I used front and back race stitches to create different structure and add more rigid texture. The stitches worked well in the linear design as well as if you work on the crochet motif. In this example, first I will show you how to work front race WS or front race treble UK stitches. Work the stitch in the usual way as you will work double crochet US or treble crochet UK, but this time we are going to insert the hook around the post of the stitch below by inserting the hook from the front to back around the post and work the stitch in the usual way. The front race stitches will create the ridges at the front, for example, like in this example. Next we are going to work back race WS or back race treble UK stitches. Once again, work the double crochet US or treble crochet UK in the usual way, but this time insert the hook from the back to front around the post and work the stitch in the usual way. The back race stitches will create a rigid structure on the back side of your work. Here I have different examples. By working with front race or back race stitches, you can create a very interesting and complex designs. The race stitches create more rich structure on the fabric. As we have already explored, the fabric can be reversible and have the same look on both sides, as well as the rich structure can be added to one side only. For example, this example is done by working one front and one back race WS or treble UK, and it has the same look on both sides. And this one is done by working two front and two back race WS or treble UK. Both of them work well to add ribbing to your work, and both of them are reversible. This one is done by working 3 front and 3 back race WS or treble UK stitches in one row and changing stitches front and back every 2 rows. This is a basket weave pattern. It is also reversible and has the same look on both sides. This pattern is also reversible. To achieve this look, work only front race WS or treble UK every row, but if you look at this one is done by working one row of front race stitches and every other row of back race stitches. This will create a rich structure only on one side of the fabric. If you want to add more structure and lots of texture to the design, the race stitches are definitely the stitches to use. The race stitches can work well in one color or multiply colors. The possibilities of how to combine the stitches are endless. This tutorial has come to an end. In the part 3 you can explore the variation of the cluster stitches. Thank you for watching. I hope you've had great experience. If you like to see more videos in the future, please subscribe to be notified when I add a new video. Have a good day or evening, and I see you soon.